Hello there, my name is Patricia Richards and I'm the property mixologist for Wynn Resorts. Today I'd like to prepare for you a cocktail called, it's an original recipe, it's called the Heritage Sour, and it's so named after the National Heritage Bourbon Month of September. And this month is honoring bourbon, the national spirit of the United States. So let me prepare the Heritage Sour for you. First, just like food chefs, bar chefs, we need to have our mise en place ready to go. So we're going to have to start with our bacon infusion. This is a fun cocktail. It's called a carnivorous cocktail. So first we're going to start with a whole bottle of the Saint Germain elderflower liqueur, and you can scale back on this recipe as you need for your needs or add on to it. But for this particular one, we have one whole bottle of the Saint Germain. We're going to basically turn our oven up to 350 degrees. We're going to preheat, and then we're going to cook 5 slices of bacon, applewood smoked bacon, in the oven. We want it slightly crispy. We're going to add those. We're going to pour this into a jar, add the crispy slices of bacon in there, and 2 teaspoons of the bacon renderings into this jar. We're going to place it on our countertop, basically room temperature, overnight. We can infuse for 24 hours, and then we're going to run it through a fine mesh strainer after that. We want to get all those particles out of there. And then what I do, because the renderings are still going to be kind of floating in there, we're going to basically take that infusion, put it in the freezer. We'll allow the separation of the renderings from our spirit. Then we're going to, again, strain through a fine mesh strainer. If you have cheesecloth, even better. And what I do is I line the fine mesh strainer with cheesecloth. So I do the double whammy, run it through there, again, back and forth twice. From the freezer through here, and then the end result is going to be this delicious applewood smoked flavored infused Saint Germain elderflower liqueur, and you can see how clear the end result will be once you've done this process. Okay. Next, we're going to make a fresh maple sour. Maple is just beautiful with bourbon. You've got these beautiful orange notes, vanilla notes, and maple is just one of those great flavors that ties wonderfully with bourbon. So let's make that here right now. Basically, you start with either an electric citrus juicer or this hand OXO juicer that I really love. We're going to squeeze some fresh squeezed lemon juice. And really you want the fresh citrus because it really allows the cocktail to just pop instead of store-bought sours with preservatives and additives. You really want the fresh citrus to enhance your cocktail. We're squeezing that fresh juice, and from here we're going to strain into, or through rather, a fine mesh strainer. We want to eliminate the pulp and any seeds that may have gotten in there. If you have a little bar spoon, we can gingerly help that along a bit. Okay, now we have our freshly squeezed lemon juice. We've got our Vermont Grade A Amber maple syrup, and then we have some egg white, and we're going to combine those ingredients to make our fresh maple sour. Okay, so here we have 1½ ounces of the fresh squeezed lemon juice that we just extracted. I'm going to pop that in there. I'll leave that here actually. We have 2/3 of an ounce of the maple syrup. Vermont Grade A, only use the best here. And then we have 1/4 ounce of fresh egg white, or you can use a pasteurized egg white, as you like. And then we'll give a little stir. And again, you could prep this stuff ahead of time for a party, so once you have a party, everything's ready to go. Okay, so now that we have all of our ingredients, our mise en place is ready to go. Now we're ready to build this beautiful cocktail. We're going to move over here to the well, and one of my favorite bourbons in the world is this Basil Hayden's. It's just rich and round on the palate, complex. One of my personal favorites. 1½ ounces. Next we have the Saint Germain elderflower liqueur that we infused with the applewood smoked bacon. We're going to do 1 ounce of this. Pop it right into our mixing glass. We have Peychaud bitters from New Orleans. Do 1 good dash of this. And our beautiful maple sour, 1½ ounces of this maple sour. Okay. So we need a nice tumbler glass such as this, an old-fashioned, something you really want to feel this cocktail in your hand. So something a little more masculine in style. We're going to fill our glass with ice, allow it to chill, and then fill our mixing tin, about 2/3 full of ice. We're going to give it a good shake. You always put the mixing glass kind of on an angle here, and you kind of turn it so it's locked in there, okay? It's not going anywhere. Give it a really good shake. And the reason for the good shake is we want to combine those ingredients, and we want to get that nice frothy creaminess from the egg white. The egg white acts as an emulsifier with the citrus to really bring a creamy frothiness to this cocktail. To capture more of the egg white and the creaminess, I want to give it a little rotation with my wrist. You can see that egg white coming out there. It looks really good. I'm excited to try this one. And last but not least, we eat with our eyes, right? So we want to make this look as beautiful as possible. So we're going to come back over here and make our garnish for this cocktail. And the classic garnish for our whiskey sour is a pinwheel. It's an orange and cherry pinwheel. So I have an orange. I'm going to slice it in half. And then we're going to make a not too thick, not too thin slice, half slice. You want it pliable, so you want it not to be too thick. And we're going to take an olive pick, and we're basically going to run it through the skin. We're going to grab one of these maraschino cherries that I've rinsed, and we're going to pop this right on top of the cocktail. And this is our Heritage Sour, made especially for you by Patricia Richards. And see you next time. Cheers.